All right, so today I have the latest from one of my favorite micro brand companies, Second Hour Watches. They are, I find, starting to stand out from the crowd for a few different reasons. They're making some fairly original designs. Their attention to detail is next level, especially the little details. And on top of that, they offer us pretty well everything we could ask for when it comes to the spec sheet. Their newest release is the Giant Stride. This will be launching this September. Big thanks to Second Hour for lending in the watch for a few days for us to take a look at together. So let's get straight to it and take a look at the watch. Now, to start, one thing that's exciting about this is actually the first watch from Second Hour that's going to be self-funded. Good sign that the company is doing well, and it's nice to skip the whole crowdfunding thing from a buyer's perspective. Now, there's a couple tweaks to the watch, which we'll talk about as we go through the video, mostly minor cosmetic stuff, but as is, the watch looks great. To start, there's going to be a total of 4 color options and possibly some future colors too, but these will be limited to 350 pieces per color. The dial, like the previous releases from Second Hour, is divided up into 3 sections with the larger markers at the 4, 8, and 12. At the center section of the dial, there's a wave pattern, and that is where a couple of those changes are happening. One is they're removing the Second Hour text at the top of the dial. The logo is going to be slightly enlarged and lowered. Down at the bottom of the dial, the text Giant Stride is also going to be removed, so the dial on the production models will be a bit tidier looking than the prototype. Down at the 6 is the date, which is always a good spot for a date placement. I like the red accents, especially the fact that they've added a red tip to all the hands. You see a red tipped second hand quite a bit, but it looks cool having it on the hour and minute hands too. The loom is as good as it gets for BGW9, and everything's loomed up here from the hands to the markers and even the inner bezel. It's a heavy, even application. And not only do we have the dial lit up, both the crowns are also loomed, and they're just as strong as the loom on the dial. Second Hour always comes through with good loom, and this is top notch. So the bezel is operated with the upper screw down crown. We've got a good smooth action. The bezel is a bidirectional bezel. Both crowns, both top and bottom, are easy to grip and use, and the threads feel really well machined. The crowns find the threads right away when you're screwing them back in. The bottom crown I'll just unscrew here. This is, of course, to use to set our date and time. Pretty decent winding action. The movement, by the way, is the Sellita SW200, so hacking and hand winding. Power reserve is approximately 40 hours, and the movement beats at 28,800 vibrations per hour. One thing that's happening with the watch that you don't normally see on a micro brand is the case is using a hard coating, which is 6 times harder than stainless steel. Sounds to be something similar to Seiko's DiaShield coating, although I think DiaShield is around 500 Vickers, and the coating on this one is 1200, so should help to protect the steel from scratches. The case is almost fully brushed, but there is some polish work along the edge of the lugs to break up the brushed areas. The case back shows a pretty cool image there. It's an image of a diver making the giant stride, which apparently is a common method used by divers to enter the water from a boat or platform, and is where the watch gets its name. The bracelet is an H-link bracelet. The links are fairly short, so it's really fluid and conforms to the wrist. They are screw links. I sized it, no problems getting a good fit. The clasp is a solid construction. Pretty nice clasp, actually, and quite thin as well. We've got a little more polish work along the edge of the clasp. You can see it's signed here with the company logo. One other change that's coming is they do plan to add a fourth micro adjust. At the moment, there's only 3, but on the final production models, there will be a fourth. Size on the watch is just under 42 millimeters. I'm getting 41.8 to 41.9, somewhere around there. Lug to lug is 46.4 millimeters, so fairly short, although the end links do come out just beyond the lug slightly. They measure from tip to tip at 48.9 millimeters, so that would be your effective lug to lug with the bracelet on. Thickness is 12.5 millimeters, and the lug opening is 20 millimeters. The crystal is sapphire treated with an anti-reflective coating. I believe there's 6 layers of anti-reflective coating, and the water resist is 200 meters. As far as wearability goes, it feels good on wrist. There's a little heft to it, but no problems with comfort. This blue version has been a ton of fun to wear. Of the 4 options, it's probably my favorite, although the green one looks pretty awesome too. It's got kind of a military vibe happening with it. Cost on these will be discounted at launch for the first 10 days and sell for $615 USD, and will go up to $725 after that. I'll leave a link to the Second Hour site below where you can get more information on how to order. Definitely another winner here from Second Hour, so thanks again to them for lending in the watch. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.